What's up, YouTubers? How guys doing? So I'm not feeling well, man. I've been having sore throats and headaches and all kind of stuff. But let us talk about the Israeli airstrike on Damascus in Syria, on Iranians consulate in Syria by the Israelis. Uh, so it's amusing that the Iranians still believe that by retaliating, he's gonna cause the uproar, escalations. So somebody is coming to kill your people in different country, and if you're trying to say that, okay, we are going to retaliate, and some people they say, oh no no no, you need to be restrained. Okay, you don't need to retaliate because we are afraid of escalations. The thing is gonna go arrow, array or something like that. So just be quiet. So let the Israeli do whatever they want to do to kill your government officials or your military officials, but do not escalate anything. Just stay there and don't retaliate. So that is the minds of the Western, so-called Western governments or something like that. I guess maybe there's a lot of calls going to Tehran, okay, Iran, that, oh man, oh, just we're gonna put these things together. You know, yeah, we're gonna talk to Israelis. It's, you know, all deceptions and lies. And in a few days, the Israeli are doing the same thing. So the Israelis actually have been killing the Iranians officials for decades now. Whether they're killing the Iranian officials in Iran itself, like the nuclear scientists in Iran, or the military officials in Syria, or even Lebanon, something like that, and there's no consequences. So what is the Iranian government is going to do? Because if you're going to just talk and there's no reactions, the entire world is going to see you as a weaker, weaker, weaker country. You cannot even fight the tiny, tiny Israelis. I know maybe you are afraid of nuclear weapons because I think the Israelis, they are doing this, they are doing all this kind of terrorism activity across Middle East because maybe they think that maybe the nuclear umbrella actually will actually prevent them. No. You know, the nuclear umbrella. Maybe I think that is the only hope that the Israeli has. Okay, and I think the Israelis, they are doing this. Probably the Israel actually knowing, or they know that Iranians have no nuclear weapons. That's why actually Iranians do this. That's why the Israelis, they are continuing targeting the Iranian officials, whether they're Iranian military commanders or Iranian officials all over Middle East, because they know the Iranians do not have nuclear weapons. Because if the Iranians do have nuclear weapons, I don't think that the Israelis could have actually do this the way they are doing right now. They would actually restrain themselves and put their tails between their legs and stay in their homes. So what is Iran is going to do? What is the retaliation or retaliatory of Iranian's government is going to be? Is Iranians going to target uh, the Israeli embassies around the Middle East, or is going to shoot the missiles towards Israel itself? Because lots of people, they think like, okay, I heard lots of people here on YouTube and news medias, whatever. They say, okay, now Iran might actually activate their proxies, so-called Houthis and Ansar Allah or maybe Hezbollah, whatever, whatever. But if I'm Hezbollah or Houthis, I'll tell Iranians that this is your cross. Carry your own cross. Don't use us to retaliate against Israel. We need you yourself now to be a man, to be independent country, and do exactly like just Israel did to your consulate in Syria, killing about 5 Iranians officials, maybe plus maybe staff or something like that. Guys, I want to cough, but I'm kind of holding. I'm sorry, man. I was holding my cough. I had sore throats, man, and coughing. I've been coughing, man. All my body is hacking, pain, because I have a dry cough. And dry cough, man, dry cough is very, very uncomfortable. I'm sorry for that because I'm sick, guys, and pray for me, okay? So what the Iranians government is going to do now, they are talking about, we're going to retaliate on our own choosing. They keep saying that. We're gonna retaliate on our own choosing. When? And as I said, there's lots of calls maybe right now pouring into Iranians government in Tehran, telling the government, maybe I'm just saying, telling the Iranian government, hey, please come down. We don't need escalations in this region. We have too much going on right now in this region. Can you please restrain yourself? Don't retaliate, things are going to be worse, until when? And all of a sudden, the Iranian government accept it. It's amazing. Your scientists have been killed, and your commandos, your government officials have been killed over and over again. And after that, some people picked up the phone calling you that, hey man, come down. Don't worry about it. Just come down. Things will be okay. We're going to tell Israeli not to do it again. And this is like a cycle over and over again. But we have never seen Iranians actually killing the Israeli officials just by doing just like Israeli are doing. We have never seen the Iranians actually shooting missiles to Israel, or whenever Israeli embassy is in Middle East. But the Israelis, they are doing it because they can. And why they are doing it? Because the big brother is there to protect them. Let me tell you, Israeli. I know there's lots of good Israelis there. And now there's lots of demonstrations going on in Israel, calling Netanyahu to leave the government, to go away, because it's a danger to peaceful Israelis. Netanyahu is a danger to peaceful Israelis. And if you don't remove this man, you Israelis, if you don't remove this man, and it's entourage, its government. I'm afraid this will be your fault. Don't you think that the nuclear weapons is going to save you? I'm telling you, man. Israelis people. uh, I know I'm using the Israelis people because it's like a nickname for them. But I know who are the really Israelis. But and I'm not going to go there. But because they call themselves Israelis, let me call them exactly what they want me or they want us to call them, Israelis. Okay. So you Israelis, the peaceful people of Israel, the peaceful people of Israel. If you don't remove this man, anything gonna happen in Israel, it's gonna be your fault. Don't you think that the nuclear weapons is gonna save you? Nuclear weapons is not going to save you. I'm telling you, man. Can you imagine the tiny, tiny country that is dictating the entire Middle East? I'm not going to talk about the Middle East Arab leaders because those Arab leaders they're already under American feet. You know? Oh yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. That's it. But the good people of Israel, the people they want peace, live side by side with other people. If you don't remove this man, Netanyahu, and his bloody, thirsty killers, if you don't do that as soon as possible, don't blame yourself. I don't want to quote the Bible scriptures here. Okay. So, what you Iranians you're gonna do now? Do you think if the former president of Iran, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, if this man is still in power, I don't think Israel actually will dare to attack uh, the uh, the Iranians officials or commandos in or commanders in Syria or anywhere else. But I think the Iranian government is weaker and weak and weak. They are so quick to to be deceived by the you know because oh maybe America is calling Russia, oh please Russia, please oh calling China, can you please tell Iranian government not to retaliate because this will be bad. It will be the Middle East already is on fire already, so we don't need escalations, blah blah blah. No, the American government picked up the phone, called Russia, called China or Russia to call Iranian government not to retaliate, to actually to restrain. mm, the UN chief, whatever, Guterres, maybe picked up the phone, called the Iranian government. Oh, please, uh, can you restrain, man? I know things will be. We are ready. Can you restrain yourself? For how long? The Iranian's government is going to be restrained themselves. For how long? Because we have seen Israeli flying over, shooting missiles to Syria, killing Iranians commandos or commanders, Iranian officials. Qasem Soleimani killed by the state of United States, the head of state, Donald Trump, uh, ordered to kill the Iranian senior military government. And the same Israel is doing the same thing over and over again, and there's no consequences. There's no consequences at all. So how long Iranians is going to put their legs or their tails behind their legs? You Iranians, I'm talking to you, man. You Iranian government, for how long you going to keep putting your tails behind your legs. You have to show. You have to show that you cannot afford to show weakness here. You Iranians government, you cannot afford to show weaknesses here. This is a clear violation of international law. Because so-called the free world, they use those names, international laws and freedom, democracy, blah, blah, blah. No. This is a clear violations of international law, sending missiles and kill the member of the Iranians consulate and its military commanders in Iranians embassy compound buildings. What do you want? It's as clear as that. Provocation, right? Is that clear provocation? Very clear. And the entire world, they see it. And if Iranians are putting their tails between their legs and receiving calls from Russia or from China, from wherever, because they've been told by the Americans, whatever, can you tell Iranians to cool down, to restrain themselves? For how long Iranians are going to restrain themselves? For how long? And why Iranians actually are afraid of Israel? It's because Israelis, they do have nuclear weapons? I don't understand. Why Iranians are afraid of Israel? Because if the shit hit the fans, there's this kind of phrase over here, this kind of phrase here in America, if the shit hit the fans, I don't think Americans, they're going to sustain a war in the Middle East. Okay? I know they have their own pockets there. Probably Americans, they think that the Arab world leaders will send their soldiers to fight Iran. I'm telling you, man, if the missiles starting falling down on some of this Arab world who are helping Israelis to fight, Israel and Americans to fight Iran, all the Arab, they will actually fight on the side of Iran. Majority. And they're going to run over to Israel. All Jordanian citizens, all the Syrian citizens, all the Palestinian citizens, they're going to run over the walls. There's the perimeter walls in Israel. They put the wall around Israel. They're going to run over the Jordanians and Palestinians and all kinds of walk of lives. They're going to run over Israel, and they're going to shake that wall, and all of them, they're going to go to Israel. I'm telling you, man. And you cannot control that. So you are puppets in this Arab world, you know, so-called kings and whatever, you know. They're not gonna stop the masses who are going to break the wall, going to Israel to retaliate. Because the Iranians will actually pave the way to these masses who's going to enter Israel. Iranians are going to pave the way. So it'll be a chaos. Even so-called America is not America with its military in Middle East is not going to cope. So anyone who's going to help America and Israel in the Middle East, it's a target. And once the missiles falling down, all the Arab citizens, they're going to go against their own leaderships. And they're going to run across Jordan River towards Israel. And the gates will be opened. And now the hell will start. But people like us, or people like me, or someone like me, I'm always pray for peace and harmony, but there's no peace. People say we need peace, but there's no peace because people like us, we don't control the world. Yeah, we just here behind our cameras talking, hoping that one day people will live with peace and harmony, but it's impossible. So if you Iranians, you are not going to retaliate, the whole world will see you as nothing. You're gonna lose your prestige. You're gonna lose your so-called, confidence. And the Iranian government, Iranian president, what's his name, the Iranian people, they're gonna see their government as weaker government, bullied by the small country. And here we go. Iranians government, it's time to create a nuclear weapons, man. And nuclear weapons will be the answer. If you build a couple nuclear warheads, Israel won't do this, man. The Israelis actually, they are doing this because they know that you have no nuclear weapons. But once the Israelis will know that you have a nuclear weapons, they're not gonna even touch you. They're not gonna fly their planes across Syria anymore to kill your government officials, whether they are government, military, or commanders, or whatever. They're not gonna do it because they'll think that, okay, this guy has nuclear weapons, we have nuclear weapons. Iranians, they can survive a nuclear weapons. Some chunk of Iranian people, they're going to survive. But the Israelis, nobody's going to survive there. No one. Okay, guys, I'm going to end up there. And now it's a matter of waiting what the Iranians, they just said that they are going to retaliate. And we don't want to hear just empty words. We need to hear. We need to see the actions. We are tired of hearing empty words all over and over again, because Iranians have been sending empty words whenever the government officials have been killed. They are sending empty words, empty words, empty words. All we know that when the Trump killed Qasem Soleimani, we know the Iranians sent a couple missiles in the American base in Iraq, and and that's it. But but you need okay. You can be if you wanna fight a bully. Bully wants to know you are no longer a weaker person. The most coward person is a bully. And when a bully sees that you can throw a punch and make you a black eye, that bully is going to stop. Please subscribe, put your comments. Bye-bye.